Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Listen to Talk English podcast. I'm Luna, your host.
And I'm Roy. It's great to be back.
It's always great, Roy. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Luna, thank you. A bit tired, maybe? Thinking about some past experiences.
Oh, past experiences? That sounds interesting. Are we talking about library experiences or something else?
Definitely something else. Today, I thought we could talk about a very specific past experience. A date.
Ooh, a date. Okay, listeners, get ready. Roy is going to tell us a story, and the topic is Roy's awkward and funny date.
That's right. I think everyone has had an awkward date story, right? It's part of life, part of meeting new people. And sometimes, looking back, the awkwardness can be quite funny.
Absolutely. It's true when you are in the moment, it might feel terrible, but later you can laugh about it. So, Roy, tell us everything. Who was this date with? Where did you go?
Okay, let me set the scene. This was maybe 2 years ago. I met this person. Her name was Emily. We met through a friend and we talked a little bit online. We seemed to have some things in common, like books, which is good for me working at a library.
Naturally. So, things started well?
Yes, they did. We decided to meet for coffee. Coffee dates are usually relaxed, right? Not too much pressure. We decided to go to a popular cafe in my neighborhood here in Chicago. It's usually busy, a nice atmosphere.
A good choice for a first date?
Exactly. So I got there a few minutes early, which I like to do. I found a small table for two. Emily arrived on time. She seemed nice, just like when we talked online. We sat down, started talking a little bit, small talk, you know. How was your day? Things like that.
The usual first date conversation.
Right. Then we needed to order drinks. The cafe is a bit famous for having a very long menu of coffees. Like many different kinds of coffee, special names, different milks, different flavors.
Oh, I know those kinds of places. It can be a little confusing sometimes.
Exactly. So Emily looked at the menu and she ordered something simple, like a regular coffee, but I wanted to, I don't know, maybe seem a bit cool, like I knew about coffee.
Ah, the classic first date move, trying to impress.
Yes, exactly. My plan was to order something a bit more interesting, something with a fancy name. So I looked at the menu and I saw a name that sounded good. It was called the Ethiopian Sun.
The Ethiopian Sun sounds exotic.
Yes, that's what I thought. So when the waiter came, Emily ordered her simple coffee. Then it was my turn. I tried to say the name the Ethiopian Sun, but maybe I said it a little strange? My pronunciation wasn't perfect, I guess.
It happens, especially with names you aren't familiar with.
Right. So I said, "Can I please have the Ethiopian Sun?" The waiter looked at me for a second. He looked a bit confused. Then he said, "Did you say the Utopia Sun?"
Oh no, the Utopia Sun? That's completely different.
I know. I immediately felt my face get a little warm. Emily was sitting there, and she heard it. I tried to correct him. I said, No, Ethiopian Sun. It's on the menu under special brews."
Trying to save it.
"Yes?" But the waiter still looked confused. He looked at the menu, then back at me. He said, I don't see that. Are you sure it's this menu?"
Oh dear, this is getting awkward.
Very awkward. I started looking at the menu again, thinking maybe I was crazy. But I saw it. The Ethiopian Sun. Then the waiter said, "Maybe you mean the Colombian moon? We have that."
The Colombian moon? Now he's inventing things.
It felt like it. I was starting to get a bit stressed. Emily was trying not to laugh. I could see it in her eyes. Finally, I pointed to the menu item with my finger. "This one," I said.
Good idea, show him.
"Yes." He looked where I was pointing. He read the name. Then his eyes got wide, and he said, "Oh!" The Ethiopian sun. My mistake. I read it too fast.
Okay, so we finally understood. That's good.
Yes, but the awkwardness didn't stop there. He went to make the drinks. A few minutes later, he came back with our coffees. He put Emily's simple coffee in front of her. Then, he put a very, very small cup in front of me.
A small cup? For the Ethiopian sun?
Yes, like an espresso cup size. But what I ordered was supposed to be a regular size coffee, a special brew, not an espresso.
Oh no. So you got the wrong kind of drink and the wrong size.
Exactly. I looked at the tiny cup. Emily looked at it too. I think she was definitely trying to hide a smile now. I didn't know what to say. Did I say something? Ask about the size? Or just drink the tiny coffee?
What did you do?
I decided to just accept it. I said, "Thank you" to the waiter, even though I wanted to ask, where is the rest of it?
I can imagine.
So there I was, on my date with a tiny cup of coffee that wasn't even what I originally tried to order, after causing a small problem with the waiter. It was definitely awkward. We both kind of laughed about it quietly. Emily said, "Well, that's a strong start to the date."
At least she had a good sense of humor about it. That's important.
Yes, it was. It helped a little bit. We talked more after that, and the conversation was okay. We talked about books, about our jobs. It was going fine, but the tiny coffee incident was still in my head.
I can understand that. It's hard to forget something like that.
Right. So, we finished our drinks, we were talking, and there was a moment of quiet. An awkward silence. You know when nobody is talking and you are trying to think of what to say next?
Oh yes, the dreaded awkward silence. It feels like it lasts forever.
It does. It felt like a very long time. I was thinking, okay, say something, Roy, anything. My mind went completely blank.
It happens to everyone. What did you finally say?
Well, I decided to try and tell a joke. I thought, okay, a joke will break the ice.
Break the ice. Hey, that's a good phrase for intermediate learners. It means to make people feel more relaxed and comfortable in a social situation, especially at the beginning. Good one, Roy.
Thanks, Luna. Yes, I was trying to break the ice with a joke. I had heard a simple joke recently and I thought, okay, this isn't too complicated. Maybe she'll laugh.
What was the joke?
Okay, the joke was, why did the Scarecrow win an award?
Okay, I'm listening. Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
Because he was outstanding in his field.
Oh, that's a classic joke. It's a pun, using the word outstanding in two ways. Outstanding meaning excellent, and outstanding meaning standing outside in a field.
Exactly, it's a simple pun. I told the joke, and I waited.
And what happened?
Nothing.
Nothing? Oh no!
Nothing. Emily just looked at me. She didn't laugh. She didn't smile. She just looked.
Oh no, Roy! The joke bombed.
It completely bombed, like a failed experiment. The awkward silence came back, but this time it felt even more awkward, because I had just told a terrible joke that nobody laughed at.
Ugh, that is rough. I feel secondhand embarrassment just hearing this.
It was bad, Luna. It was really bad. I felt my face getting red again. I wanted to disappear. I think I mumbled something like, yeah, that was a joke.
Oh, that makes it even worse. Trying to explain it was a joke.
I know. My social skills completely failed me at that moment. Emily finally just said, okay.
That's the worst response to a joke.
It is. So, after the tiny coffee disaster and the failed joke, the atmosphere was difficult. We talked for a little bit longer, but it felt like we were just trying to finish the coffee and leave.
I can imagine. The easy, relaxed feeling was gone.
Completely gone. So, we decided it was time to go. We stood up from the table. The cafe was still busy with people walking around. We started to walk towards the exit.
Okay, heading for the finish line.
Yes, but of course, there was one more small, awkward moment waiting for me.
Oh no, please tell me there wasn't more.
There was. As we were walking, I was maybe looking at the ground, still thinking about my terrible joke, and not looking where I was going. I walked directly into a table that someone was sitting at.
Oh no, like, you bumped it?
Yes, I bumped the corner of the table quite hard. The people sitting there looked at me. I immediately said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, excuse me."
And Emily was right there?
Yes, she saw the whole thing. The tiny coffee, the failed joke, and now walking into furniture. I felt like a clumsy clown.
Awkward moment number 3? Poor Roy.
I know, the people at the table were fine, they just looked a little surprised. But I was so embarrassed. I hurried towards the door, saying sorry again.
What did Emily do?
She just followed me quietly. I think she was trying hard not to laugh, but maybe she was also a bit uncomfortable. We got outside, and I just said, "Well, that was something."
An understatement.
Definitely. She smiled then, a real smile this time, and she said, "Yes, it was certainly memorable."
Memorable. That's a polite way of saying it was a disaster.
Pretty much. We said goodbye there. It was clear there wouldn't be a second date. And that was the end of my awkward and funny date with Emily Hayes.
Wow, Roy, that is quite a story. The tiny coffee mix-up, the joke that didn't land, and then the grand exit by bumping into a table.
Yes, a series of unfortunate events, you could say.
Looking back now, how do you feel about it? Is it funny now?
Oh yes, now it's definitely funny. At the time, I just wanted to disappear. But now, I can laugh about how I tried to be sophisticated with the coffee and failed, how my joke was terrible, and how I ended the date by hitting a table. It makes for a good story, I guess.
It really does. And it's a good reminder that not every date goes perfectly, and that's okay. It's part of life, and sometimes the imperfect moments are the most memorable, and later, the funniest.
That's true. I think I learned that it's better to just be myself, not try too hard to impress someone. And also, maybe look where I'm walking.
Good lessons learned. And for our listeners, this story has some useful English for talking about dates and awkward situations. We heard phrases like set the scene, small talk, break the ice, awkward silence, the joke bombed, and memorable.
Good point, Luna. These are all useful phrases for describing social situations that don't go exactly as planned.
Exactly. And Roy's story shows that it's okay to make mistakes, like mispronouncing a word or telling a bad joke. It happens to everyone, even native speakers sometimes.
Very true. It's part of learning and part of living.
So, Roy, thank you for sharing your very awkward and funny date story with us. I'm sure many of our listeners can relate to having a date that didn't go smoothly.
My pleasure, Luna. It's good to finally tell the tale.
Well, that brings us to the end of this episode of Listen to Talk English Podcast. We hope you enjoyed hearing Roy's story and maybe learned some new English phrases along the way.
We would love to hear from you. Have you ever had an awkward or funny date? Maybe a time when something didn't go as planned?
Please share your stories in the comments section below this video. It's a great way to practice your English writing and connect with other learners. Tell us about your experience.
And if you found this episode helpful and fun, please remember to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the Listen to Talk English podcast channel.
Subscribing helps us make more episodes for you and helps other English learners find us.
Thanks again for listening, everyone. It's always great to talk with you.
And to listen to you talking. We'll be back next time with another topic to help you practice your English.
Until then, keep listening, keep talking.
Goodbye.